The following is a Candlepin Stars and Strikes rebroadcast featuring some of our most memorable programs.
Candlepin Stars and Strikes.
Look at this. Look at
Candlepin Stars and Strikes is sponsored in part by Somerville Lumber. Looks good. Looks good. That's the girl. It's a Candlepin Stars and Strikes is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to 2 more hours of Candlepin Bowling here on the Winds, first on Candlepin Stars and Strikes. I'm Doug Brown, along with Dan Murphy, and from Park Place Lanes in Windham, we welcome you to our annual mixed doubles tournament. This is week 2, and we've got a team last week that threw a 400 triple. That does not happen too often. In fact, looking back through the records, that's only the 6th time in mixed doubles here on the program that we've had a team throw a 400 triple.
It's kind of rarity even when we had men's doubles, let alone the mixed doubles in that type of format. That's excellent bowling, and I got a funny feeling they're going to need as much this week.
All right, let's meet our two teams. First of all, our returning champions from last week and our number 4 seeded teams. First of all, from Newport, New Hampshire, Larry Valcourt, and his partner from Epping, New Hampshire, Debbie Regan.
Okay, Larry comes in averaging 124. His roll-off score was 696, and Debbie is at 117 and 589.
And in last week's match, Larry and Debbie combined for 5 marks in a row to get that 400 series, beating Gary Carrington and Karen Valcourt, who had a 356. So now Larry and Debbie go for 2 in a row, and they'll face our number 3 seeded team from Nashua, New Hampshire, Joe Ashline, and his partner from Templeton, Massachusetts, Wendy Sanden.
Okay, Joe comes in averaging 127. His roll-off score 715. And Wendy's at 115, and her roll-off score was 592.
All right, and of course, prize money on the line. We've got our bonus ball contest a little bit later on in the show, and 3 strings of bowling coming your way, and we're going to get this match started right after these words. Don't go away. Week 2 of our mixed doubles tournament. Last week, Larry Valcourt and Debbie Regan threw a 400. They'll be trying for their 2nd win in a row today as they face Joe Ashline and Wendy Sanden. The winners of this match today move on to face our number 2 seeds, Mike Poulin and Louise Hamilton, next week. And in 2 weeks, the championship match will feature our number 1 seeded team, Peter Flynn and Nancy Hunt, along with the team that survives the next 2 shows. So here we go. Larry Valcourt, set to get it started. Larry and Debbie were really on the top of their game last week.
Good team effort, too. A lot of times Debbie would leave the mark for Larry to fill and vice versa. And as you mentioned at the opening of the show, there was a string of marks there in the 3rd game that really, actually the last 5 boxes that really put it out of reach.
They had 16 marks in the match, 16 out of 30 frames. For a doubles format, that is very high. So Larry and Debbie trying to put another series together. Larry on lane 31, back on the head pin again, a little thin this time.
He was hoping that wood coming back would take out at least the 5 pin, but he's got the 4, 5, 7, 8. He's got to play the triangle and hope something comes off the wall for the 5.
A couple of 8 boxes for Larry Valcourt to start this match. And now Joe Ashline.
Joe's looking at the 3, 5, and 7. No wood to help.
Oh, who needs wood? Who needs wood?
What a shot to start the match off with.
That was perfect.
Heavy on the 2 and just enough to carry the 5 into the 7 for the spare. If that is any indication. Joe's going to be on top of his game, too. Light hit, but watch out. This piece of wood is way out in front of the 10-pin. I don't think he can physically slow the ball down. It's not as in his repertoire to slow the ball down.
Yeah, Joe has one speed,
That's
basically,
right.
I think.
2 in a row.
Well, nice early lead for the team of Ashline and Sanden on those 2 marks. Here's Debbie Regan now. Debbie had a big finish last week.
Cluster of 5 in a left-hand corner. 2, 4, 5, 7, 8.
Debbie marked in 3 of her last 4 boxes last week. And a 9. Quick reminder while we're thinking of it too, Dan, that next weekend is the big weekend for the pro portion of the New Hampshire Pro-Am sweepstakes, sponsored by the NHCBA. The pro bowlers will be putting their scores up next Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and 14th of February. And hope all of you amateurs out there have already posted your scores and
That's
are
right.
waiting for those matchups.
The pros will be bowling, of course, at the Londonderry Bowling Center. Regular Pro Tour stop, but we use the scores from the pros, couple those with the amateurs for the amateur side of the prize money.
And speaking of the Pro Tour, not to interrupt, but let's congratulate the 2 most recent winners of the Pro Tour event held last month in Beverly, Mass. at the Bowlamat. On the ladies' side, Karen Perret with a 12.63, and on the men's side, what do you know? It's this guy, Dan Murphy, with a 14.10. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
This is Wendy Sanden making her first appearance here on Stars and Strikes and almost converting the spare.
I was able to watch Wendy at the last Pro Tour stop, and first chance that I have really gotten to watch her, and seems like she got the makings of an excellent candlepin bowler. I say makings, and she's averaging 115. She's pretty good right now. 2 and 4 left.
Oh, just sliding by.
Her ball actually breaks left to right, a little back up on the ball. Good extension there and good result. 10 bucks, and it's a 20-pin advantage early in the match.
So 14. Now, when was the last time you had won a tour event? How long had it been?
A couple of years. Come on, Doug. It's not been that long.
So they what? After 2 years, they let you keep your own score again. Is that the thing?
It wasn't the seniors tour. That's what I'm saying. 4 horsemen left, plus the 9-pin for Larry Valcourt.
Not quite.
I almost was going to say that Larry disposed of his sister-in-law last week, but I thought better of that. I shouldn't really say that.
Oh, no, she's right over here watching.
That's right. Still looking for their first mark. And we'll have a shot at one here with a 1, 2, and 6. Let's make it to 3. 1, 3, and 6.
Ooh. Just that little fraction off. And a $9. So that'll bring up Joe Ashline, and he had 2 big spares his first time up. If you missed it last week, we changed the pairing systems for the mixed doubles tournament for this year, making it a little bit more equitable, I think, Dan, in the bowler's eyes, certainly. The men and the women bowl separately in the roll-offs for the mixed doubles, and what we used to do before was pair up the number 1 men's finisher with the number 5 women's finisher and alternate up and down the ladders and then combine the scores and reseed the teams. Now what we're doing is just seeding them across. Number 1 with number 1, number 2 with number 2, and so on down the list. And I think that probably makes a little more sense as far as the bowlers are concerned.
A little less work for you, too.
Oh, boy, all that adding, it was killing me.
Well, Joe's been perfect. He's bowled 3 frames, and he's got 3 spares.
No.
And that probably was one of his best balls he's thrown yet, and he leaves the 5 and the 10.
With no wood.
So we said the first box with a 3, 5, and 7, too. No wood. Trying to try to cut the 5-pin over. No, not quite.
Hey, what, Joe throws the ball so hard that if he hits the object pin like he just did, he could get one of those curtain shots.
Yeah.
He could snap that curtain forward to take the 10-pin. It almost did.
Could take the curtain down. It's a 29-pin advantage after just 6 frames of the match.
Debbie Regan. Almost. The ladies' roll-off for this mixed doubles tournament was held at the Londonderry Bowling Center. The men's roll-off was held here at Park Place Lanes. $9 for Debbie.
62 through 7.
Debbie puts that ball down right on the edge of the channel, right on the corner of the lane. Throwing it cross lane, and Debbie let that one get away. And $7. Oh, still looking for their first mark. And now Wendy Sanden steps back up. Wendy, again, making her first appearance with us on Stars and Strikes from Templeton, Mass., which is down in the Fitchburg area. In fact, that's where Wendy does a lot of her bowling, at the Putnam Street Lanes in Fitchburg. And that's also where she works, right at Putnam Street Lanes. Wendy and her husband Eric have a son, 4.5-year-old Nathan. And I mentioned this before, but we have a lot of loyal viewers in the Fitchburg, Leominster area out in Central Mass, and we want to say a special hello to all of them in honor of Wendy's appearance on the program.
Wendy moves to lane 31, just sliding by the head pin on the right. 4 horsemen left plus the 9-pin. I spoke to her before the match, and she was quite nervous, she said.
For the spare, no.
Oh, that close. Everything but the 9. Fine effort there by Wendy.
And it'll be a $9 for a 30-pin lead after 8 boxes. A reminder that one of our participating sponsors here on Stars and Strikes during our mixed doubles event this year, the fine folks at Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan, Route 28, Salem, New Hampshire. Come to Salem and save. Be sure to walk in and ask for Emmett Horgan. Tell him you heard about Rockingham Toyota Dodge Nissan right here on Stars and Strikes. He'll take care of you. Loyal supporters of Candlepin Bowling here on the Winds. Larry Valcourt looking for the first mark for the team, and he's got it. 4 horsemen plus the 10.
Not an easy shot either for the first mark for the team. Just splits the 1 and the 2. Headpin takes the 10, and Result is a spare, and then, as we said, the first mark for the team, and a welcome sight. Oh, he got a break there when he tripped the 6-pin. 8-pin drop, and a nice piece of wood in front of the 2 and the 4. Oh boy.
Oh no. Can he get a break? No. He just plain missed that one.
Just pulled it far to the left.
A 9-box, 96 for Valcourt and Regan. Joe Ashline now. Final 2. Through the center. Oh, he did it again! He did it again!
Look at this. See, now that's opposite of all my thinking of cutting the most number of pins into the least. But Joe did it. Spare up, light hit there. Let's see, 9-pin drop. He's got them mixing all over the place.
It's 118 through 9, a possible spare here in the 10th.
It doesn't go down. I want to know why.
128 plus a ball. 5 marks in the game for Ashline and Sanden. Joe Ashline has been on target, and there he is again. 138 opening game for Ashline and Sanden, and a big lead after 1. Still 2 games to go, though. We'll be back. Details on our bonus ball contest next. Wendy Sanden now to lead off for the team of Sanden and Ashline with a 42-pin lead after 1 game. Thanks mostly to the marking and explosiveness of Joe Ashline in that first game.
He was open 1 frame that he bowled. Not through any fault of his own, though. He left a 5-10.
Again, it'll be semi-final week next Sunday here on the Winds. The winners of this match against Mike Poulin and Louise Hamilton here at noon as Wendy converts for the 10. And at 1 o'clock next week, we'll have the semifinals of our ladies doubles event. Don't forget, stay tuned today at 1 o'clock, immediately following this match, for Stars and Strikes doubles from the Londonderry Bowling Center. Wendy hoping for an extra pin, but maybe that wasn't the one she wanted, because now she's got a tougher shot, maybe. The 5, 7, and 8 with wood.
She'll have to go almost directly at the 5 and catch a little piece of the wood to the that's out in front of the 5. And that close. Got the pin that I thought she would have trouble with, which was a 7, but left the 8.
Going to have a wait here while that pin spins around, because it may start rolling after that. So Wendy will have to be patient before shooting at this single pin, the 8 pin. And for the 10, 2 10s for Wendy Sanden. And now Debbie Regan. Chance for her to cut into the lead here. Debbie's been with us several times on mixed doubles and also on ladies doubles last year. And she's got a spare leave. 3 in the 5. But, all right. Dan was just pointing to our monitor here, that piece of wood that was in between, but maybe it won't be as much of a problem now that other piece has rolled down. And there it is.
That's what they need. Opposite an open frame, so this will reduce the lead of 42.
Crossing over and taking 7.
1-3-10 left. Looks good.
Oh, yes. 2 marks in a row for Debbie Regan. Nice shot, playing it to the outside.
Joe Ashline up for his first 2 of the second game.
That might have been the first time he's missed the head pin. This isn't too bad, really.
1, 3, 6. Also the 5 and the 7 in there.
With wood and as hard as Joe throws the ball, no, not quite. Wow, that was not the pin you would have expected.
To stand, no, absolutely not.
Another $10, 3 in a row for the team. Joe from Nashua, he and his wife Robin have 2 children, 3.5-year-old Derek and 1.5-year-old Cody, who've made more appearances on the show than Joe, I think, has. And Joe had some very happy news to share with us right before we went on the air. He and Robin are expecting a 3rd child in August. So congratulations to them. Joe works for Time Electronics in Peabody, Mass. and does a lot of his bowling at Lita Lanes in Nashua and also at the Pilgrim Lanes in Haverhill. And there is a spare in the 4th. He had to wait, but it is a spare. Somebody in the background just said, "Don't hurt him, Joe." Did just what he had to do to knock him over.
Well, Larry's going to see if he can keep the string of 2 marks going with a couple of his own.
So, big
That's
fill.
one way of doing it. Quickly, 17 of those pins have disappeared. No doubt about that one, right in the 1-3 pocket. Oh my, 5-6. See that very often.
Especially on a ball that good. Well, maybe that wood to the extreme left.
Well, I think that's probably the shot. It'd be very difficult to try to cut the 5 into the 6.
Tried it, and
oh, yes!
Oh, terrific shot. We'll take another look at that one as we head out to a break. 4 marks in a row for the team of Regan and Valcourt, and we'll be back in a minute. All right, some major excitement here in Game 2 as the team of Regan and Valcourt has answered the call of Ashline and Sanden from Game 1. And this match has tightened up considerably. Wendy Sanden putting 6 on the mark left by Joe Ashline.
And a makeable spare, 3, 6, 10 in the 7. A couple pieces of wood that looks like a helper with the 7. Oh, it flew up over the 7 pin, the ball. Didn't catch enough of the one piece of wood behind.
Wendy shooting at the 7 pin, takes it for the 10. A little full that time, and that might have cost her the split.
2, 4, and 10. Let's see if the wood settles down. No, she's on the 2 pin. She's got a chance because it's going to cap that piece of wood behind it, throw everything to the right.
No, too far left. And an 8 box. So now Debbie Regan steps up. She's opposite a spare, but
cut the lead in half already.
Yep, then 2 open frames after that. It's on the head pin. Look out. It's an 8-drop.
If Debbie has trouble, it's anything to the right because she starts at the extreme right of the approach.
Not. Oh, do you believe it?
I think Debbie wanted that pin to go down.
Yeah, I think so. Again on the head pin. Taking extra pins and leaving the 3 and the 7.
Just concentrating here on the 3-pin. If she catches a 3, certainly looks like she'll carry the 7. Oh, she got by the front piece, kicked the back piece of wood forward for the spare.
Well, she might have gotten robbed on the first one, but she caught a nice break on that one. Using the wood. Debbie turned around and just said, "That's the way I played it." Okay.
Well, there's the right way and there's Debbie's way then.
And I've got this land in Florida. Big strike for Joe Ashline.
Joe trying to put some of the fire out here. Anytime Joe's got one strike up, there's always a chance of him throwing another. He bounced that one off the foul line a little bit. Let's see. 1, 3, 6, and the 7. The lead has been reduced to 11 pins.
Nope, it'll not carry the 7.
All right, on the stick, Joe, on the stick.
$9. That mark, though, for Joe is a very important one, that strike, because her lead was disappearing quickly. Maybe that'll stop the bleeding a little bit. Here's Larry Valcourt now on the spare.
Oh boy, right in the pocket. How does that stay up? Solid 4-pin. But more important, it's a 9 fill on the spare. And I'll take my chances with some of these. Piece of wood directly in front of the 4-pin. No problem for Larry. 2 in a row. Again, that's 6 marks out of 7 frames. Right back in the pocket again, and this time, will they go? Another solid 9-pin, this time the 8-pin left.
Lead right now is down to 2.
Wow, what a turnaround.
And another mark, 7 out of 8 for the team of Valcourt and Regan. What a game they are rolling here. They had a 144 in the 3rd game last week. They're going to top that by a bunch. Wendy Sanden now, final 2 of game 2. Looking for the mark, not to be. Wendy may have to put a mark up there just to keep the lead for the team. And a 10.
Continues to pin well. 102, a decent game. Unfortunately, your opponents have 133 already in the 8th and still working on a spare.
Wendy right in the pocket that time.
Just the 8-pin.
Oh, just sliding by. And for the 10, a 112 and a 250 for the team of Ashline and Sanden, but that may not be good enough to hold the lead here after 2. Debbie Regan with the fill gives her team the lead in the match after trailing by 42 coming into this game.
This will go. Slower ball, too. Should carry him off the wood into the 7-pin. Oh, she's too low.
Nope. It took them 8 frames to make up a 42-pin deficit.
Amazing. And that was a difficult spare leave, but that was a makeable spare leave, and certainly the one in the 5th box was a makeable spare leave. The 6-10, they could have had a mark in every box. 151 through 9.
Opposite of 10 bucks here, so Mark would put the lead into double figures. A little bit high on the head pin that time, and look at the result. Not leaving any wood on the plate this time.
7, 8, 6, and 10. Tried to split the 6 and 10. Not a bad idea.
And it'll be a 7, a 158, and a 2-game total, 254. 4 pins the difference now in this match, but the lead has swung around. Valcourt and Regan have the advantage. 1 game to go. Don't miss it. We'll be back. Larry Valcourt to start game 3, and what a match this is.
Seesaw type of match. Opening game for Larry and Debbie at 96, came back with a 154 after trailing by 42, now have the lead by 44. 158. What did I say, 154?
They needed those pins. Those were the 4 pins that gave them the lead. So
I think I was looking at your writing. Oh yeah, that's an 8.
I used to be a doctor.
Certainly come up in the world, haven't you? Oh, no letters. No, I'm only kidding. Somebody sitting at home says, I hope you don't have appendicitis.
Oh.
8. On the other side, as you can see, Ashline and Sanden at 138 and a decent 112. However, opposite the 158, they lost the lead, and I guess that catches everybody up.
Larry Valcourt, big ball on lane 31. Recovering from the 8 box with a booming strike.
They only get the most marks in this match. They get the most high fives, too, and they're not these little dainty little high fives either.
Joe Ashline.
Well, he started the match with a tough one. Certainly will be top the first shot if you can convert this.
Oh! All you had to do was ask.
Yes. Unbelievable, and it's so quick. Watch this. Right on the 2-pin. Everything dances from left to right. And wow. Hop, skip, and a 8. 8 drop on the spare. Missed the head pin, leaves just the 1 and the 7 left.
Each team now with 7 spares and 2 strikes, and that shows how even this match is. Ashline and Sanden have actually retaken the lead here for the moment, but Joe will need to convert this mark in order to keep the lead. He does. Boy, he is really sharp today. He is just hitting all of them.
Debbie Regan working on the strike.
Oh, double it.
This is on the strike.
Oh, look at this. Look at this!
Oh! That'll be worth another high five when she comes back to the bench.
Just kisses the 3-pin, jumps it over into the 4.
Debbie says, "Is this how you do it, Joe?"
Ooh, she pulled that one to the left, though, and just the 3 fill on the spare. Right back in the pocket this time, though. Oh, it's whichever team blinks first in this final game, I think.
$10 for Debbie, 51 through 4. And now Wendy Sanden. This is on Joe's spare.
Oh, Wendy's back on the head pin again, but she's had a lot of these splits 2 and 1. This time it's a 2-4-10.
Yo! Almost!
Danced it in front of the 10 pin. That close.
And the 10 bucks. And this match, with 7 boxes to go, is dead even.
Watch the pin come dancing across from left to right in front of the 10 pin, right there.
Ooh. All even. 7 boxes remain. And Wendy is off to the right that time. Oh, almost. Another great try for Wendy Sanden.
Keeps fighting up there.
These 2 pins to keep the match even. Gets 1. We will take a break. 6 boxes to go. 1 pin is the lead for Larry Valcourt and Debbie Regan. Terrific match. We'll be back in a minute. Oh, here we go for the stretch. This should be terrific.
6 frames remaining. 1 pin advantage for this gentleman and his partner Debbie Regan.
On lane 32, just short of the head pin, and it'll be the 1, 2, and the 7. Waiting in the wings, Mike Poulin, Louise Hamilton. They'll get the winners next week in the semifinals.
Outside, not quite.
Take the 10.
And it's a 9 bucks. 60 half for the team of Valcourt and Regan. Right on the head pin again, but once again, a little challenge here. The 4, 6, and 7. Now there is some wood in between that is getting a little better here.
I don't know if it can carry the 6 pin. It rolled against it, but now it's rolled out a little ways. You think you can cover it? We'll find out.
Ooh, well, shows when I know. Yeah, I took a shot. What the heck?
Well, that was the only shot he had. I don't think he could have capped and have the ball take the 6 and expect those 2 pieces would take the other 2. But more important as far as Joe Ashline's concerned is 2 open frames for him to work on.
Right. And the way he's been throwing, it's not likely that he's going to put 2 open frames up there. So far in this match, Dan, Joe has been up there for 12 boxes, and he's got 10 marks in 12 boxes. And now he's got a solid 5 pin for this one. Was there any doubt in your mind?
Well, this match is dead even right now. Joe will take the lead with this ball. Whatever he drops on this will be his team's lead.
Oh.
Make it 4.
The spread eagle. I'll tell you, I'd give him about even money the way he's throwing right now to make this. A little bit too far to the right.
Yeah, just slid by the 3-pin.
So we go to the final 4 boxes. The lead swings back to Ashline and Sanden by 4 in the match. Remember, they trail by 4 coming in, so you see they lead by 8 in the game and 4 overall. Debbie Regan for her final 2.
And she's certainly going to have a makeable spare to 2, 9, 10. 3, 9, 10, I should say. Piece of wood in between, behind the 3 and in front of the 9 and 10. Got to have the 3-pin. Oh, she's to the left.
Needs a break, doesn't get one. $10. Remember, after game 1, Ashline and Sanden led this match by 42 pins. They now lead, but they've had to come from behind to get the lead back. They now lead by 4. Debbie is right on the head pin again, and this is not going to be an easy shot. It wouldn't be easy even without that wood there. Let's see if it will roll out of the way for her. If the wood stays right in front of the 5-pin, it just makes it more difficult.
Yeah, because it should be deeper to carry the 7-pin. She's going to have to come up high in the wood to catch the 7.
Ooh! Almost.
She had to come up a little higher and turn the wood a little more, and then she ran the risk of missing the other 2. It's like being in between clubs on the golf course. You and I, Doug, it's between a driver and a putter, right? Something in between there.
I was going to say, we know we're in between. We just don't know which 2 clubs.
There it is again. Just catches a little bit of wood and just pushes to the left sidewall. It gets a little closer than expected there, but not enough to make the spare.
Well, big spot for Wendy Sanden here. 2 open frames and a 4-pin lead. And watch out! Leaves the head pin. Ashline and Sanden already lead by 4. Wendy operating against 2 open frames, and she's got the mark. What a moment to come up with her first mark of the match.
She's been close. She hit a few, didn't get them, got a couple bad breaks, but certainly cashed in the break that time.
Well, I'm sure Wendy has been pressing a little bit because she hadn't had one, but she finally got it, and got it in a big spot and with a 7 fill on it.
One, 3, and 7.
For 2 in a row. Yes!
Oh! Cue shot on that one.
Yeah. And ironically, didn't hit the head pin on either first ball. Wendy wanted to stay up there and keep throwing.
I don't blame her. I don't need you anymore, Joe.
Oh, 2 big marks right there for Wendy Sanden. Final 2 now for Larry Valcourt, and he's got to post a score here.
Break off the head pin there. 1, 2 left.
Ashline and Sanden lead by 14, plus the fill on that last mark, and there's a big spare for Larry. You figure he needs 2 here, at least. That's 11 now marks for the team of Valcourt and Regan. Big 9 drop.
This keeps him alive. Get this and throw a big fill on it. That would force Joe to at least fill up that mark. Couldn't be able to make a mistake on the spare in the 8th.
Oh, yeah. Larry Valcourt with 2 big marks here. And now 1 final ball.
117 and a ball to come.
Oh, no.
That might have hurt. That fell.
Just 4. 131.
21.
Make it 120. I'm sorry, 121.
And 275.
375.
375.
We make a great team, don't we?
No.
All right. Ashline and Sanden need 126 to win, and Joe really bounced that one down there, but he got away with it with a 5, and because of that 4 fill, Joe does not need to mark. But he can't have a bad box here either. He doesn't. 3 marks in a row, and this fill ball should do it. 126 is the score they need. They have 119 plus a ball working in the 9th. This ball counts double, though. And there you go. What a win for Ashline and Sanden. What a match this was.
Back and forth it went, and finally Ashline and Sanden come out on top.
Save your arm, Joe. Save your arm.
Going to be an outstanding triple for both teams here. A 9 for Joe, a 136, and a 3-string total 386. Good enough for an 11-pin win over Valcourt and Regan. Terrific match here in week 2. We'll be back to talk to the bowlers, see if we can't give away some money and some new bowling balls. Don't go away. Welcome back to Candlepin Stars and Strikes, week 2 of our mixed doubles series, and what a terrific match it was. Debbie Regan and Larry Valcourt. Unfortunately, one team had to come up short on this match. We have $200 for you guys to split, and boy, you came from a big deficit to take the lead, and then some big marks at the end. Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but they really forced the action at the end. They had a lot of big marks.
Yeah, they did. They deserved to win. They bowled better in that last string.
Yeah.
All came down to that last string, and we just couldn't get it together.
It was a terrific comeback, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried. Got a late start, but
Late
that's
bloomers.
the way pins fall. I guess,
Well, congratulations. We hope to see you both again real soon. Congratulations. Thanks for being here. Debbie Regan and Larry Valcourt. And now Joe Ashline will roll our bonus ball for the team of Ashline and Sanden. Of course, if we have a match, it'll be $30 for our viewer. And if we also have a match, it'll be a brand new set of bowling balls for the viewer and for Joe and for Wendy Sanden also. And 7 is the number. Let's see. 7 is a winner. Now, the interesting thing is, we should talk about this. Joe predicted off camera that he was gonna do a winner here. Josephine Pierzynski, I believe is how it's pronounced. Josephine Pierzynski from Lowell is a winner. Congratulations, Josephine. $30 in cash for you, and also a brand new set of bowling balls from Paramount Industries, and also Wendy and Joe will each be getting a set as well. Slide right in here so we can get you on camera, and boy, that was a terrific match. Great finish also.
Yeah, it felt good to get those 2 marks finally.
Well, you got him in a good spot, I'll say that.
Yeah, felt good.
Also helps to have a partner who's hot, right?
Yes, definitely.
You had everything working, it seemed.
I made some scary shots. So I couldn't believe I made them, but she threw the 2 big marks at the end there. And that was the key, because when you're struggling, she couldn't get a break or anything. And then when she threw those 2 marks, that was the big difference in the match.
Well, next week, Mike Poulin will be here. Louise Hamilton will be here. We're looking forward to another good match. We'll see you then.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks, Joe, and thanks, Wendy. And that'll set us up for next week's semifinals. And we'll take a look at it as we have Joe Ashline and Wendy Sanden coming off a big win here. And next week they will face Mike Poulin and Louise Hamilton in the semifinals.
That's interesting because somebody in the crowd said, well, Wendy, now you're a veteran, so it'll be interesting to see how she shapes up the next match because she has 1 match under her belt. So.
All right, don't forget, we will have that semifinal match next Sunday here at 12 noon on Stars and Strikes, but don't go away because coming up in just a few minutes, we'll have our second match in our Stars and Strikes doubles, ladies doubles series. That'll be coming up next from the Londonderry Bowling Center. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, Doug Brown, so long, everybody.